Hi friends, welcome back to the Mama Simply channel. If you're new here, I'm Amber, mom of 8. With Labor Day here, I've been thinking a lot about the word labor. Of course, we usually celebrate with barbecues, family time, and the day off of work. But as a mom of 8, the first thing I think of is the kind of labor that truly changes your life. The labor of bringing a baby into the world. Each of my labors have been so different. Some were long, some were quick, some completely surprised me. But each one taught me something about strength, patience, and the incredible power of the body. They were exhausting, yes, but also magical. Every moment that delivery is a memory that I'll never forget. I think birth stories are so important because they connect us. They remind us that no matter how different our experiences are, there's beauty in every journey. Some labors are calm and peaceful, others are kind of chaotic, but all of them are worth remembering. If you're pregnant right now or preparing to meet your little one, I want to encourage you. Your body knows what to do. Your story is yours alone, and it will be beautiful. And even on the hardest days, remember, the moment you hold your baby in your arms, it makes every contraction, every hour, every challenge worth it. Today, on Labor Day, I'm celebrating not just the holiday, but all the labor that brings life into this world. And I hope that by sharing my stories, you'll feel inspired, encouraged, and reminded of your own incredible strength as a mom. My first labor was a true test of patience and endurance. I had been in labor for what seemed like forever. Hours turned into what seemed like an endless day, and I honestly started to wonder if I would ever meet my baby. There were moments of exhaustion, moments of frustration, and yes, moments where I thought, I just can't do this anymore. But through it all, I discovered something incredible about myself. My body knew exactly what to do, even when my mind was ready to give up. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, my baby was born, and the relief, the joy, and the pure love that filled that room is just impossible to describe. That day taught me that the hardest moments lead to the most beautiful ones, and that patience pays off in ways that you can't even imagine. My second baby was very different from my first. That labor was fast and furious. Instead of 12 hours and 3.5 hours of pushing, he was here in 2.5 hours. I remember waking up with contractions and they just started coming one after the other. And I just remember my husband running around and he was like rifling through things and just completely messed up. I had this lovely, all my birth supplies all set out, and I had everything all arranged, and he had like through things, and I remember him trying to find a towel, and he couldn't find a towel, and trying to tell him where the towels were, and we had called our midwife. We were having a home birth, and it was obvious to my husband, but not to me. I thought I was going to be in labor forever. And my husband realized that the baby was coming before the midwife was going to be able to arrive. And so he's, just kind of throwing things around and just rifling through things. And he did a very good job, actually. But the baby did come before the midwife, and he ended up being just perfectly fine. And I just remember just my husband catching him and handing him to me, and as soon as I held him, just all the chaos and the nerves and just everything just faded away. And I just remember being just overwhelmed with this beautiful feeling of just awe and just so full of love for this little person. And that labor taught me a great deal about not only childbirth, but about trusting my body, about staying calm under pressure, and the amazing strength that we all have as moms. And honestly, looking back, I wouldn't trade that whirlwind of a labor for anything. It was exhausting, surprising, and absolutely magical all at once. So I've shared about my first and my second birth, and now let me tell you about my eighth. This was a surprise ginger baby. I did not find out the gender of what this baby was going to be beforehand, and I was really anticipating that moment of finding out what the gender was. And labor was really surprising in this case, at least to me. I had about 3 contractions in a row, and my husband told me, I think you really need to call the midwife. And I did, and she thought I should come into the birth center. The birth center was quite a ways from where we lived. And so we made the trip, and I get there, and they tell me that I'm a good 7 centimeters. And I had thought that they were going to send me back home and I was going to sleep in my own bed that night. And I realized that was not going to be reality. And so just accepting that. And okay, this baby's coming now tonight. And I just remember everybody setting everything up and just trying to stay calm and just really experience this labor. And it was very different from what I had expected. I was expecting the labor to pick up and be very quick, and this one I really couldn't get the contractions any closer than about 10 minutes apart. So I had very long breaks in between, and I never really had this time where I felt very overwhelmed by the contractions. And that was very different for me, but that was also unusual. I wasn't really sure how to manage that when you're expecting labor to just kick in and be really really awful, and just the blink of an eye it seemed my little one was here, and everything, the rushing to get to the birth center, the nerves, and just everything just disappeared. And I found out that I had a little girl, and I was just absolutely in shock over that. I thought that she was going to be a boy. I thought I was going to have a sixth boy. All the clothing that I had was for boys, and I found out that I had now a third daughter, and I just was so overwhelmed by that. That labor reminded me that birth can be unpredictable, but also full of excitement, laughter, and unexpected joy. It taught me to embrace the unexpected and trust the outcome. A new life is always worth it. Thinking back on all 3 of these labors, and really all 8 of my babies, I am reminded just how unique and incredible every birth is. Some were fast, some were long, some were full of surprises, but each one brought the same amazing gift, a new life, and a moment of pure joy that changes you forever. I hope sharing these stories inspires you, whether you're a mom who's already been through it or a mama to be waiting for your little one. Birth can be unpredictable, exhausting, and yes, sometimes a little chaotic, but it is always worth it. Your strength, your courage, and your love will guide you every step of the way. So, this Labor Day, while we celebrate work and have the day off, I also want to celebrate the labor that brings the life into the world, the work of our bodies, our hearts, and our love. You are capable, you are strong, and your story will be beautiful. Thank you for letting me share a few. Thank you for letting me share a few of my memories with you today. If you have a birth story of your own, I'd love you to share it in the comments. I can't wait to celebrate your journey too. And if you enjoyed hearing my stories, consider subscribing so that way we can share more motherhood memories together. Happy Labor Day, friends.